Hi everyone. I hope you all are safe and well. Thanks for joining today's focus group on developing customer intelligence with Zoho CRM using Zia. Today, we will be discussing some of the new features on Zia for CRM and some of its components. Before we go further, let's check out today's agenda. First, we will start with an introduction to Zia. And then we will look at some of the components of Zia that will help you manage your system intelligently. Finally, we will wrap up the session with a Q&A. Let's get started. To know why Zia, let's first understand what Zia is. Zia is Zoho's artificial intelligence powered assistant that touches upon multiple Zoho products. In the context of CRM, Zia helps to simplify your sales routine. She uses machine learning to keep a tab on your past interaction with the clients and helps you give meaningful insights and suggestions. She can help predict the likely deal closure date, suggest the products your client might be interested on, and more. For example, say as a sales manager, you're assigning leads in a certain way based on parameters like region, industry type, etc. Zia understands your assignment pattern and can help automate it. She observes the sales routine of your reps and suggests workflow to automate them. Let's say, whenever a new lead is assigned, your sales rep sends a welcome email, schedules a call, creates a meeting request and a task. Zia observes the routine and will suggest workflows to automate these steps. The workflow suggestions can be previewed and implemented with ease. I'm sure you would agree that for salespeople, time is money. As Zia helps to cut mundane tasks by automating them, your sales team can put their time to good effect on what they love doing, winning more deals. Zia has been there for a while, and her capabilities are evolving. This is the first of two focus groups on Zia. We have one more coming up, and through the course of these two sessions, we will be touching upon the latest enhancements in Zia with some real life use cases. I'd like to add a disclaimer here. As with any AI based tools, the more you use, the better it gets. Zia is a fast learner and she'll get better with experience. Zia Prediction. We use Zia's Prediction Builder to forecast probable business outcomes. Use Zia's Prediction Builder to use Zia's Prediction Builder to forecast probable business outcomes. This works at a module level and Zia leverages machine learning to predict the value of a chosen field based on the past transaction history. Some of the parameters that helps Zia predict are listed here. Growth forecast by year, likelihood of winning or losing a deal. Fret not, if Zia suggests a low score, it only means that you need to put a lot more effort to turn things around. Zia Prediction Builder supports different types, including date time for time-based predictions. For example, predict the deal closure date. Number field for numerical predictions, likely number of deals to be closed by sales rep. Currency field, say for example, predicting the revenue growth. Boolean or checkbox field for making predictions involving binary results, say yes, no. Single picklist field to predict picklist field values. Uh, for example, let's say lead status. With Zia Prediction, you can save your time and resource on nurturing the right deals that are more probable of winning. For example, when there are too many deals in your sales pipeline, it's hard for your salesperson to prioritize the right deals. With Zia, that's no longer a problem. It can predict the win probability of every ongoing deal and assign the dynamic score based on how close they are to conversion. You can also build custom predictions from scratch with Zia Prediction Builder. It's a simple and intuitive builder that can quickly predict the probable outcomes for your business that supports both standard and custom modules. Harness the power of Zia to make accurate predictions and close more deals. Here, let's consider a use case. Consider you run a real estate company and you sell apartments or lands to your customers. Every lead that you have might not end up as a successful customer. However, the steps and processes you had followed for previous leads will help Zia analyze the trend and will predict the desired output. You have a deal created for a customer and you have set a target or a closing date for a couple of weeks. Zia will now analyze the previous deals you had and the actions you have performed, and it will compare the same with current deals and will predict the winning percentage of that particular deal. It will also show you if the prediction is upward, that is positive trend, or downwards towards the negative trend. You can also use smart filters to prioritize the deal that have higher winning percentage and still stay well ahead in the game. Now we have fair idea of what Zia prediction is. Let's see how to configure the prediction builder and implement it. I'm now going to show how to build a prediction builder. Go to the settings. To create a new prediction, click on the New Prediction button in Zia's Prediction tab. Under Zia, choose the Zia Prediction tab, and here you have the option to set a new prediction. Give a configuration name. Let's say here I want to predict based on lead source. Make sure you give some unique name so it would be easier for you to identify. Prediction results will be saved to a custom field in the respective module. This configuration name will be used as a custom field label. So the source module is going to be the lead, and you can choose what I want to predict here. So I can choose any specific, in this case, let me choose based on industry. Now, in order to select a negative value, you have to make sure that you only select only one source values manually. Now last name is not empty. And now I create a new prediction. Now, as you can see, this prediction will take time based on the data that you have. So the prediction result and its score for industry will be saved to custom field label. And in order for this prediction to work, it will take maximum of 24 hours to analyze your data. The prediction has been saved. Once you save the prediction, the Zia prediction starts analyzing the pattern based on the criteria set up for the prediction. Now, in this page, you can see the message on the top says that Zia needs sufficient data. In order to analyze the pattern or the behavior of how your leads work, Zia, there has to be sufficient records for it to analyze the behavior. You can see I have already created another lead prediction here. And I have sufficient data for this to analyze the behavior. So you can see it gives me the summary of the data, the criteria based on which the data is present and how it analyzes the behavior and shows its performance here. Based on this, it predicts the outcome of the lead and scores the lead based on which I have high probability of converting these leads to a customer. I'll show you how this looks within the lead. Under the lead, once the prediction is applied, you can see the block showing the prediction score. And it shows the score of 100. So similarly, it scores other leads as well. And based on the probability of the lead source, which has high conversion rate, it scores your lead. Sometimes this might be on a positive trend, that is more than 50 plus, or it might be below 50. So based on that, you can classify the leads with higher score and prioritize them first, and you have higher chances of them getting converted to a customer. Under these leads, you also have a filter created for predictions. You can see the lead conversion prediction score, okay, based on advertisement. You can also filter based on the lead scores. And you can prioritize, and this helps you save time, and it also increases the probability of you winning more deals. Now we have seen these filters. Now creating a Zia prediction for standard or any custom module, by default it will create a prediction smart filter option, and it will be available for that respective module for which the configuration is created. If there are two predictions created for an individual module, then those two configuration names will also be displayed as options inside the smart filter. The filter can, you have to make sure the filter cannot be applied for both prediction names at the same time. At the bottom right, you also have a Zia notification center. This analyzes the pattern of your CRM and gives the status of daily behavior. For example, the number of leads that were created, workflows used, etc. Here, you can also see I have created predictions for different individual modules, and this gives me the performance of each individual module and how the records perform. So once creating these predictions, this learning pattern score will be updated once every 2 weeks. It keeps analyzing and helps you be ahead in your business. So far, we covered Zia Prediction Builder that helps you predict business milestones. Let's now move on to Zia Recommendations. One of the important challenges in sales is to get better understanding of your customer requirements and tailor your offerings accordingly. The last thing a prospect needs is a full-blown sales pitch of your complete product catalog. In order to do that, you will have to stay abreast of the complete transaction history of your customers across channels and sense potential upsell. While doing so, you will have to strike the right balance without compromising on sales productivity. This is the gap that Zia Recommendations helps fill. I'm sure you all would have noticed Amazon prompting the likely products you might be interested to buy based on your browsing and purchase history. Zia Recommendations does something similar, but the suggestions are given to the sales representatives. Imagine the possibility of going to a contact record and seeing a prompt for likely a product that your client may be interested in. Based on your past interactions with clients, Zia identifies potential upsell opportunities and prompts her suggestions at the record level. This cuts down the need to go through voluminous data manually to identify sales opportunities and helps win customers' trust by empowering you to sell contextually. Here is a sample of how Zia recommendations work. You're looking at a contact record with Zia recommendation enabled. So, what are the benefits of using Zia recommendation? Leverage Zia to get recommendations for pitching the right product for the right user at the right time. Zia analyzes the behavioral pattern of the entire customer base. The fastest way to grow your sales revenue would be to sell more to your existing customers. With Zia recommendation, leverage the power of deep learning to understand the buying pattern of your existing customers to suggest additional product to accompany their purchase. Zia recommendation monitors every lead, search activities, interests, purchase details, and requirements to understand their preference better and recommends products that are more relevant to them. Reduce the time and money invested in lead nurturing campaigns by sending tailor-made content and optimize on your sales conversion. Zia also has a system-defined recommendation where it tracks your previous activities and trends and suggests automations such as workflows or macros as substitutes, which largely helps to save your time and perform unique automation which best satiates your business needs as well. I can go to the settings. Under Zia, click on the Zia recommendation. And here I have the option to create a new recommendation. This allows me to create recommendations based on my customer needs. So here I would suggest customers based on their product purchases. Choose the source module which you want to recommend. In this case, I have my product modules which sells motorcycles, and I would like to show those to my recommended customers. The target module would be the module with the customer information. So here it would be my contacts module. And the connector module. In this case, the only link between these two modules are the deals. I can set up a criteria here. I can just choose the contacts with account name that's not empty. and the closing date. Once done, this automatically analyzes my recommendations and it would suggest the recommendation in my respective contact. Here is a sample that I would like to show based on the user recommendation that we have set up. It would show in the user record. Again, even in your CRM, the Zia recommendations analyzes the behavioral pattern just like predictions and then suggests the recommended product to the customer in their respective records. So again, just like Zia prediction, Zia recommendation also creates a smart filter. Every time you create a recommendation, it will automatically create a filter under the smart filter called the recommendation. Clicking on that, you can filter based on all the products that are recommended, or you can also choose any selective products that you want to see. The recommendation output is delivered to the records based on the following cases shown here. So the first time recommendation will be shown if the records are all untouched records or touched records without any previous association, or new customers without any deal or transaction. These customers have no prior purchase history. Then you have dependent recommendation. So this is based upon a relation, that is, the customer should be an existing customer, uh, and he should have any prior transaction with the company, that is accounts based on which a product would be recommended. Then you have bundle recommendation. So if a user purchases the same product more than one, that is more than one product, uh, that is the bundle recommendation. So if he purchases 5 or 6 products at a time, we would show that recommendation there. Then we have repeat recommendation. So uh, this is based on his previous transaction and how repeatedly he has purchased a product or a service. So this can be applicable for businesses like subscription-based businesses where a user purchases a broadband service or a network service and pays based on if monthly bills or quarterly, half-yearly, or yearly. Uh, so, and then you have sequence. Under sequence, the recommendation will be based on a specific pattern, a sequence of purchases that the user has made. The configuration detail page has the following information. First is the summary section, denoting what modules have been used in the configuration, along with the criteria if used, followed by additional information section, which will have details like what and all recommendation types are considered in recommendation output, and the provision to activate and deactivate the individual recommendation type. There will be a sample preview of how the recommendation output will look in the detail page. The user might have the option to select any field present in the selected module. Now, other is the system recommendation. Apart from the custom builder, where you can build your own recommendations, we also have the system defined recommendations. So how does this work? When you close a successful deal, you're sending an email to the respective customers. You perform this activity on a daily basis. Now, Zia tracks these activities and trends and suggests automations such as workflows or macros as substitutes, which largely helps you save your time and perform unique automation which best satisfies your business needs as well. So far, We looked at Zia prediction and recommendation. Now we will take you through the last feature in today's webinar. Image validation by Zia, also called as Zia Vision. What is Zia Vision? Zia Vision helps validate images uploaded in CRM. Zoho CRM can be configured to take the necessary corrective actions when the image validation fails. Let's take the case of Zilker Real Estate Company. Zilker specializes on selling residential properties. Say by mistake, a sales rep uploads the image of a commercial property. Zia can be trained to identify such records and suggest corrective actions. As Zia Vision is used for validating the images uploaded to CRM, there should also be a corrective mechanism when the image validation fails. Let's look at the set of actions that can be configured when the image validation fails. Here are some of the actions. Do not create or update a record. The first option is to stop the record creation altogether. This might not be suitable for all businesses though. The second one is send the image for approval. The second option lets you create the record, but the image addition is subject to admin's approval. Third one is send a record for approval. The third option sends both the record and the image for admin's approval. And the fourth one is create record by removing the image. The fourth option creates a record but without adding the image. Depending upon your business requirements, you can choose one of the four options. We are almost done. Here's a quick recap of the benefits of using Zia Vision. Visual engagement is the key to optimal customer experience. Zia Image Validation under the umbrella of Zia Vision leverages the power of object detection. Object detection is breaking into a wide range of industries, right from personal security to productivity in the workplace. With Zia Image Validation, one can recognize and classify images using pre-trained object classifiers or your own images, which in turn results in tailored business model. Zia crunches the input images accurately and hence eliminates the invalid images. Zia Image Validation identifies and alerts you while uploading a record with anomalies or inappropriate content even before it gets through the CRM. Let's say you're an automobile reseller, primarily focusing on sedan cars. You maintain a listing of all cars in your CRM with the images. To train Zia, you upload multiple images of sedan cars from different angles so that Zia can catch any anomalies in images uploaded to your CRM. Also to mention, blurred images are not allowed in the CRM listing. To create a new vision, click on the new image validation rule under the image validation tab. Name the rule, choose the module. In this case, I'm going to choose my vintage cars. Here you have the option to choose desired and undesired images. So before choosing a folder, now I'm going to upload my training data. So what is training data? We receive a training data that Zia learns that as a model to validate an image that it's received as an input. Training data can either be desired or undesired. The desired can have a model that is permissible for organization, whereas you undesired likely to have a model that is prohibited to the organization. The training data can either range from gallery or custom upload. So the gallery is basically car, foot, motorbike, bicycle, or you can have your own custom upload. So in this case, to analyze my car images, I have a car folder. And once I choose that, here I have the action options for the Zia to perform upon failure. So in this case, I would choose send image for an approval. Now Zia trains the accuracy, analyzes the module. Now go to the module and try uploading a record. I'm going to create a new car module. It chooses the respective context. Now I'll be adding an image. Here, I choose an image that does not satisfy any of the criteria that matches a car. I can crop in. Now I just save it. And as you can see, the record have been added, but the image has been sent for approval due to image validation failure. So it will show up the message there, and I can either choose to validate, I can either choose to accept the image, or I can change the image, or I can remove the image. You also have the option of the four options. You also have the option where if you don't want to add the record itself, if it does not match the image criteria, it will not add the record. We hope you found this session useful. Though Zia has been there for a while, it's still early days, and we need all your support to help you leverage Zia better. There may be some initial hiccups in getting Zia tuned to your business requirements, but fret not. The more you use it, the better it gets. Do give it a shot and reach out to us anytime over chat or post your questions in the community. We will do our best to get Zia work for you. Thank you for joining us for the focus group webinar on developing customer intelligence with Zoho CRM. I hope you found this webinar useful. Have a great day.